This pretty good coverage is brought to you by Power Grip, the official retail partner of the European Pro Tour.
Hello and welcome back, fellow disc golf enthusiasts, to coverage of the 2023 Belgian Open, the second stop of the European Pro Tour in 9 holes. Your next champion will be crowned of the MPO division. This is round 3 back 9 MPO lead card coverage, brought to you by MDG Media. I'm Connor Wood, and with me, Andrew Gum.
Great to be here for the exciting conclusion of the Belgian Open 2023, second stop on the European Pro Tour. Teemu Talikainen off to the races here, final day, extending himself to a 10-stroke lead over second place here. 5 down on the round.
A super hot pace set by the leader. We will get started here with hole 10, 175 meter par 4. This hole has OB on the right and the left shaping the fairway, as well as a hazard area marked by those red flags about 130 to 150 meters down the fairway. If you can throw further than that, you can try to clear it in one and swing your way into this well-guarded green with OB left and long, rough, straight and right. You want to have a soft touch and try to battle up this last hill. Likely a backhand hyzer twice from most players.
Yeah, a very wide open tee shot here after being really in the deep woods. Teemu really wide with the hyzer. Kind of an unforced
error. It does
error.
not swing back in. Yeah, that was about a meter or two from fading back in bounds. We'll see Rasmus going for that forehand here, but he's overturned it. This is heading towards rough left. Very good kick.
Wow. Yeah, that was pretty lucky.
As Ville has also turned this one up, you really just need a hyzer the whole way. He also finds himself out of bounds.
Yeah, not the most difficult hole. Averaging 3.89 here on the final day. Making it the 5th easiest.
Yeah, you really only need to go about 100 meter hyzer, which for most players is a pretty stock shot, but OB is tight. There is a light breeze, if not a lot of wind here each day. Teemu still a long ways out. Looks to shape a backhand hyzer in, and as it hugs the OB line, he sits it down safe. He'll have a long par putt.
Pushing a little too straight or no? Right on time. Fades right there. Circle's edge. Great upshot there from Ville. Trying to save his par.
Rasmus shaping the Anheuser forehand. A very tricky line, and he finds himself OB again on the left side, just around that hazard's edge. This is Otto's placement shot. Had a nice 120, 130 meter hyzer off the tee. Another 70 meter hyzer into the green.
Short putt for birdie. Sorry, I actually read the wrong stats there. They were from day 1. As we see Rasmus jump putt approach there. It was actually on the final day the easiest hole at 3.63. So even further to my point that it was kind of a surprise to see those guys go OB off the drive. They had 51%.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very forgiving. Yeah. It's a pretty big fairway, and being only 175 meters, not much distance, but Ville with a beautiful nose-up spin putt drains it from circle 2. Let's take another look at that. Brings it down to the hip, fires just dead center the whole way, catches hefty chains.
Yeah.
That was on a rope.
Clapping it in and flexing on the boys. That was a pretty good putt. Oh, Otto was a surprise miss there, low left side.
Teemu with the bogey save.
So the first real sign of weakness at all. Full day. Front 9, he just pretty much shredded it.
Which is traditionally the harder of the 2 9s as well, which makes it all the more impressive. Back 9 known for being easier to attack. No birdies on the easiest hole of the day here on lead card.
What a surprise. We got to shout out Otto Lettanen, who got that eagle from circle 2, 18-meter putt.
And he bombed it right over the hazard the whole way. Huge flex shot. Really impressive stuff.
You saw
After
it?
hole 10, I played with a guy who saw it.
Okay, nice. Sorry to interrupt
He
you.
described it in great detail, how incredible it was to see.
Oh, it sounds amazing. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Hole 11, yeah.
No worries. Worth shouting out. Hole 11, par 3, 85 meters. This is uphill the whole way with a late low ceiling to hit. Another very birdieable hole that I think all these guys will want to get, especially after 10.
Ville going with his glow envy. Just looks it right down the gap. Well, a little bit left side, I guess. Looked good. Kind of a pretty tight late gap on this one. And a very low ceiling.
And I think this is also a hole that really allows you to throw anything you want. You see a lot of hyzer flips just like that from Otto as he almost puts it in. You see a lot of hyzer flips down the middle, but you can very easily play a backhand or forehand hyzer. You often get a skip, and you can pretty much just crash the tree line with your preferred shot. Try to go under it, but if you hit the branches, you're still normally about edge of circle. Soft hyzer from Teemu here. Does not hit the last gap. Just about edge of circle, as we mentioned.
Forehand specialist Rasmus. Throwing a pretty clean looking shot here. Gets him right in C1. This one was the second easiest hole on the course at 2.68 average today. Kind of like 10 and 11 are sort of ones you really want to get. Great putt there from Teemu. Bounce back from the bogey. Get that circle 2 putt.
Getting us started here. First birdie of the back 9. Ville as well. Nice straddle. Fires that one in. Easy work for these guys. As we find the star frame for our lead card here, hole 11.
Yeah, those two easiest holes on the course are sandwiched in between two of the tougher ones, hole 9 and 12, where you have to hit pretty difficult shots.
No ringing of the chains there at the end. Was hoping they'd do it. Sometimes the tension of the lead card overrides that a little bit. Hole 12, par 4, 157 meters. You have a pure tunnel shot off the tee, slightly downhill. This is very, very narrow. You want to throw about 100 to 110 meters to try and reach this soft bend to the left. The best shots will land here, giving you a 50 to 60 meter look through this last tunnel to a fast green with the basket perched up on some dry land. This is another hole that can make or break a great round.
Yeah, super daunting tee shot. You really got to pipe it. There's no other option here.
Ville up first. Turns it over a bit too much, but he kicks back, still within the fairway. He'll be slightly pinched for his second shot, but that is enough distance to still give him a great drive.
Pretty friendly kick, really, considering he progressed so much further up the fairway.
And Otto finds short left. That is the hardest rough to deal with. Being on the right side, it at least opens up the gap to the left at the end of the tunnel a little bit. It's much thicker also on the left.
That new feedback from Teemu Talikainen here. He just laces it right down the fairway. Very popular new mold.
That is a perfect drive.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? All the way there. You see that stake, that prodigy stake is 50 meters to the basket, so that's all he has left on this very difficult par 4. Ideal tee shot, really. That's a really popular new disc. Seems like all the prodigy guys got it in the bag. Whoa, look at that. He's all the way up there. That was pretty lucky.
Yeah, another friendly kick. As Rasmus once again leaning on his comfort, hitting those tight tunnel shots with the forehand driver. Otto's going to try to scramble. Now, there is a Mando tree on this hole, but it very rarely comes into play. It is short left of the corner, at the 2/3 of the way up the fairway. And if you do try to take some shortcut gap, you can find yourself in trouble. Otto just continuing to scramble with little to no look, fighting his way up the fairway. Finally just has a putt into the open look to the basket. Some creative work from Ville there.
That actually got him all the way up to near the circle. Very technical shot. Teemu just has this little forehand pitch up into the circle for a birdie look.
I think a little more hyzer than he would have wanted, but definitely putting. Rasmus with a great placement shot. That'll be stress-free. Otto with a nice display of his touch as well. You see Ville now for his putt.
Still got some of the rough on his shirt and just nails a highlight putt there.
As Teemu finds the birdie with a fantastic drive and upshot, finishes with the putt. That is a huge hole to translate into birdie sitting in his position.
But once again, the closest competitor to Teemu takes a big number, and lead is still pretty juicy.
Here you see a new addition to this course. Hole 13 is a par 3 75-meter triple Mando. Going slightly downhill, you have to hit just under this low ceiling, try to fight over these small bumps in the fairway. As you have these last few guardian trees to contend with, you want to land nice and soft, as you also have OB about 10 meters behind the basket. Very tricky to control the height and the pace for most people at a straight flying putter. And it may look like an easy hole on camera, but this hole did have a significant headwind each day and very demanding on the nose angle. Very frequently will people go short into the ground just like that to ensure that they hit the ceiling. Anything nose down low in that headwind immediately drops.
Yeah, averaging at 2.93 does look like an easy hole, but downhill, OB, Mando, and then the wind really main factor, I think. Like you said. 32% of the field getting the birdie, though, on the final day, so starting to figure it out.
Otto fires one nose up, connects with the top. He hasn't missed it, so no penalty. Luckily still before it, he'll have a short pitch up. Soft forehand flex. Oh, Rasmus from circle 2 going downhill towards OB cashes his third birdie in a row with a huge putt.
Really nice stroke there from Rasmus. Well deserved. Beautiful slow-mo photography there. Nice putt. See if Teemu can get jerky bounce back.
Oh, and another one. Is our leader unwilling to give up a stroke here on 13? Also from deep circle 2, putting towards OB. Incredible confidence from those two guys, and we get another replay, of course. This time from your leader, Teemu Talikainen. Look at the height he puts that with. Totally confident that he will find metal. Heart off the chains.
Just drops that PA3 right in there. Really, really nice one. And he's getting closer and closer to the biggest win of his career. He's the reigning Finnish junior national champion. And the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour Tampere champion. Pretty big titles, but this is the next step. Got in his sights.
As Ville also connects with his birdie putt there. Still a tight battle for the remaining podium positions. That'll do him well, as he is also now 3 in a row. We move on to hole 14. Par 4, 176 meters. You have this initial gap to hit off the tee, as you then want to swing your disc very quickly and steeply to the right. Anything that goes straight longer than about 65 meters will be very quickly finding OB. You see the fairway pinch and funnel between this Mando gap and the OB left. You want to place your drive right here so that you have a straight to hyzer look. OB to the right of the fence, on the left behind this big tree line as well, and OB deep about 10 meters behind the basket. You want to try and place your shot into this green. This is really 2 tricky placement shots. Not much distance is needed, just some good precision and distance control.
Forehand touch hyzer from Ville gets him right up into the landing zone. Perfect position there. Forehand really seems to be the play off the tee, but you just have to be careful not to saw it off or push it too straight. It's a little bit short, but Teemu might be starting to slow down now and just realize that he's got this in the bag and needs to play it safe. Might be playing this one just for
his hole's running out. Still holding an 8-stroke lead, knowing that all he needs is a few more birdies to keep it super safe. Honestly, pars on his way out might just be enough.
Sure seems
Although
like it.
The mindset of a champion, I'm not sure if those guys who really want to win and attack are thinking about safe plays. Like you mentioned, his game plan is to birdie every hole. No reason he shouldn't keep doing that.
Yep.
But he is significantly pinched. This requires a huge forehand flex. But you have to then fight the OB on the right and ensure that you fade out in time. We'll see how aggressive he chooses to get here.
Pretty aggressive. He's trying to just get this to fade.
Wow.
Sneaks through. A little bit lucky. Looked like it was heading into the rough there, but it punches all the way through. He's got a circle 1 putt for birdie after that. Not really ideal tee shot. Really great second shot. A little bit lucky.
Rasmus just far enough. As you see him also shape this flex, that is dissected as he finds himself just outside bullseye, perfectly pin high.
That's just textbook right there. That's how you play the hole. If Ville can follow suit. Nice little hyzer touch on his NV. Tracking right towards the basket. Checks up 5 meters long.
These guys all throwing darts to the green. We see Otto now, currently 1 stroke ahead of Ville, 2 in front of Rasmus. He's playing the traditional hyzer approach, and he too is just outside bullseye. Those were some great approach shots.
Yeah, very well played from our lead card. Averaging 3.92 today, so 12th most difficult. Oh, Teemu. We're not going to see the star frame, but with a par, Teemu He's really not in too much trouble at all at this point. Time's just running out, and these other players are starting to set their sights on those other podium positions.
As the other three look to be securing their birdies here on 14. This is 4 in a row for Rasmus and Ville. Super hot on this back 9. Teemu taking a par. If you have any frustrations, you can let them out here on hole 15. This 201 meter par 4 demands a big shot off the tee. You have OB on the right all along that tree line, as well as OB left marked by the yellow flags. The best throws will land up near this walking path, offering a straight shot of about 50 to 60 meters into the green. The fairway bends quite steeply, meaning you want to place yourself as far to the left OB line as possible while keeping it safe. Really opens up that gap. Anything on the right side of the fairway has to throw a huge forehand spike hyzer or very understable turnover shot. Really excited to see how these guys choose to attack this hole.
Yeah, 3.9 average. Right there around par. 35% getting the birdie. Plenty of space to go full send here off the tee. Villa's is testing that left side, but it's coming down nicely. And that opens up the second shot, the angle, so you have a more straight shot into the basket. Really nice position there, actually. Got sneaky good distance.
I think absolutely perfect placement on the fairway. Pushed that left side as close as he could without really being in any danger. Rasmus going to flip up the forehand as you see that late turn. This looks to be really well placed as well, and is so far he can fade towards the gap.
That's such a smooth, powerful forehand. Puts that one in prime position.
Otto shaping a turnover shot, but very high out of the hand. This needs to sit down or it will find OB as he fades out early.
2 nose up and not quite enough commitment there.
Our leader last on the box here on 15, looking to find a well-placed shot in the fairway. As this turns over, hits an early tree, he'll be pinched. You can manufacture some sort of tricky shot to still get there, but very specific shape he now needs to make if he wants to still attack for birdie. High turning over Anheuser that holds right the whole way.
Great move on this. Okay. Maybe a little too much angle, but he's in the open. Deep in circle 2 or maybe just outside.
Yeah, I'd say any sort of look from where he was is a pretty decent shot.
That's a little early heading in
Otto.
the rough, yeah. Not a great second shot from Otto. Smashed it straight into the woods. Ville's able to take a putter into the green. That looks good. Should be a birdie.
Yeah, Ville with 2 picture-perfect shots. Really textbook execution on hole 15. Rasmus as well, as both those guys had a great placement and then upshot to just outside bullseye. There is an OB about 10 meters long of the basket, slightly downhill, but it doesn't come into play unless you really try to attack from far. This is Teemu for birdie from deep C2.
Just a
Great
cage.
line, but didn't have the height to make it all the way. Easy 4, no stress for Teemu.
Did we see Otto's upshot from the woods?
I'm not sure that we did.
Because
Rasmus just found his 5th birdie in a row. But
yeah,
surely Otto is up here with these guys putting.
but he's going to be taking a bogey, I believe, and that really makes things interesting for the chase, for those podium positions. As you can see, with that birdie, Ville moves to 19, Rasmus to 18, and I think Otto's going to drop back to 18 here. We
That
have
bogey on 10 for Rasmus, the only real difference in their strokes right now. Otherwise identical in the back 9.
yeah,
Fantastic pace.
Really making a strong push here at the finish.
Only 3 holes left. All of them birdieable, but very demanding. Here we have hole 16, a 171 meter par 4. You have an initial tunnel shot to contend with, and these large, late guardian trees about 100 meters up the fairway. If you can turn over through the gap, you can break out into this open field where you have 2 ways to attack the green, the hyzer around the right near that OB line, or turnover backhand or forehand on the left side along the OB river. The green narrows to just mid-circle 2 at its tightest, and you really want to make sure that you get as close as possible to land some good touch on the second.
Yeah, one of the more open tee shots really for these par 4s. Although there is a bit of a tunnel and a few pretty serious guardian trees to beat, but there Ville kicks on the last one but stays safe. There is OB over there. There you see him feeling the relief. He knows what it means. He's right there in solo second momentarily. Got Rasmus right on his heels, and Otto took a big number there. Yeah, he dropped way back.
Rasmus shaping a soft forehand flex, a really cool hole because you can throw backhand or forehand, hyzer flip or turnover on both the first and second shot, so you're really able to lean towards your strengths. The left or the right gap off this first tree, the big one in the fairway, is really okay. There's about 15 meters until OB on either side, maybe 20, so unless you get a really huge flare, you're normally pretty good. Teemu has hit this super nicely down the right side, and that is way up there. He'll have about 40 to 50 meters up to the green.
Yeah, it is a nice hole that there's options on both of those shots. Yeah, it looks really nice too. Everything's beautiful here in Bourdon Park. Gotta be a little bit careful with these benches. Sometimes if you get underneath there, it can play with your footing a little bit. I think he's clear of it on the left side, just enough space to not obstruct his run-up.
We'll see Rasmus up first, playing the forehand gap down the left. He needs to ensure he fades, and from that body language, he was pushing it.
Make sure you join MDG Media's Patreon account. Appreciate all the support. Ville with a nice touch hyzer into the green. Comes up just a little short, but inside circle.
Otto, yeah, just clear of that bench. Has an open swing, comes up a little bit short. The grass is taller than in most places here on the fairway of 16. Not the same amount of skips you may otherwise get. And the crowd loves it as Teemu parks himself for a birdie on 16. That could just be the nail in the coffin.
Super close there. Just not Otto's day. He's had moments of brilliance, but really kind of had some serious struggles here and there.
As the birdie streak comes to an end for Rasmus. Ville has a chance here to widen his lead now. About 7 meters out.
Now he got second place last year. Looking to do the same. I think that win is out of reach now, but solid birdie putt there.
And look at his back nine.
That's amazing. Yeah, six for 7. And 10's kind of the easiest hole on the course. So I mean, he really could have got that one potentially. That's a really hot back 9. Yeah.
Doing all the hard work. Teemu as well finds the birdie, puts him way up there. The second to last hole, hole 17, is a 139-meter par 3. You have OB all along that right tree line, as well as the path and left on the left side. You have a late gap to hit. Although it's a long way, it is slightly downhill. Very nice shape for a flex or hyzer flip. You can try to either hit the gap cleanly or crash the bushes on the left or right. There is also OB directly behind the basket. Whether you come in too fast on the tee shot or the putt, you need to make sure to sit it down soon. Very cool hole. Second to last.
Very demanding par 3. Really late gap to hit and really pro arm speed required to attack it.
As Ville will be looking for this to stable up. He turns over. He will be heavily obstructed, but looks like he had a good distance. Likely a short but obstructed upshot for him.
Teemu going back to that feedback. A little bit too far right side, but sometimes you can get a look in there.
Rasmus playing the flip up forehand. He gets it to flat, not quite turning left, but he crashes through that late gap, skips into the trees. He will be circled to, putting for birdie.
Yeah, this one averaging 3.37 today, so third most difficult on the course. Only 8% able to get the birdie, and just one park job. Aku Poikkonen put it in the bullseye. Otto overturned, but it's flexing back out of it right at the end, and he might be just inside the circle, but barely obstructed.
The crowd certainly liked it. As we'll see Teemu up first. Unlikely that he gives this a bid, given the circumstances.
Yeah, 7 clear, second place. Doesn't need it.
Oh, but he's running it. Trying to prove a point here.
They ended up in I guess a fairly decent spot. Down on a knee, he's got a great spin putt if he can just... Oh. Just an inch shy on it.
So close, bro.
He wanted it. So close.
Otto looking for the right stance here. Just hit that last corner before the open green. Looks to be able to straddle to an unobstructed putt. And he finds that. A solid birdie at an important time here on 17. That puts him to 13 under. Closing out this round, every stroke counts in terms of cash line, payment, rating if you're thinking about it.
Yeah. It's a big putt right there from Rasmus. Deep in the woods, circle's edge. And he's trying to chase down Ville for tie of second place. They're just one stroke between them now. I believe Rasmus is tied with a player from the chase card. I can't remember who it was, but at this point in time, he needs to birdie the final hole to guarantee at least third place. Solo or better.
Oh,
A bit of a spit out
I'm
there.
not sure that it will change the final result, but Teemu finding a lot of chains, doesn't stick it, as he'll take a bogey. Chose not to lay up and give it a bid. His comeback putt looks pretty solid, but just not quite enough. Ville with a tap in 3. Just one hole left. That hole is here. The last of the 2023 Belgian Open, hole 18, is a 103-meter steep uphill shot. A big swinging hyzer if you have the power. It plays closer to 120 or 130 with a late gap to hit. You want to try and fight this extremely sloped green and try to settle as soft as possible. Most shots that come in too fast, perpendicular to the angle of the green, will roll to the bottom, leaving you about 7 to 8 meters. Really hard to park this one.
Yeah, very unique hole. Great finishing hole. As it stands, coming into this one, Rasmus Saukkoriipi is tied with Miro Ruhanen, who has shot a 12-down course record and shot up 13 spots. So they're tied for third. Ville's in solo second, 1 stroke ahead of them. So a lot to play for here on the final hole, although the winner has certainly been determined. Check out this forehand shot from Rasmus. He's got the power to attack it. Trusting his disc to keep turning.
Oh, as he shapes that beautifully. That is an absurd line to shape the Anheuser turnover forehand in what is really just a perfect backhand hyzer shape. He finds a fantastic yet unorthodox line.
That was a full-blown ace run. I mean, he just flashed chains like inches away. Nice hyzer there. Getting it to land right up there in the circle, I believe. So now Ville, if he can birdie this, he'll guarantee himself solo second place. If not, he might have to share it with Rasmus. Rasmus is right up there inside the circle. Ville leaves it a little bit too straight.
It flipped up on him as he will have an obstructed look from circle 2. Your leader here, Teemu Talikainen, swinging the hyzer into the green. As you see him drop well within the circle, a commanding shot to finish out this tournament.
Ville needs this to secure his solo second, but doesn't really have an angle at it and has to lay it up.
To be crowned the champion, Teemu finds the band. Unlikely that it changes the result.
No, he's so far ahead of the pack now. He's earned himself a really important win. First win on the European Pro Tour. Biggest win of his career for the young 18-year-old.
Otto taking his time. Finds the chains for his birdie. Great finish for him. Had a few struggles here in round 3, but a great performance. Your leader after round 1.
Yeah,
another solid tournament here for Otto. 2 out of 2 at the EPT Tour.
Yeah, nice. He really set the hot round for opening day for both this and the Copenhagen event, so he's having a great start to the year. And that birdie putt was to secure him a tie for 10th place, so able to hang in the top 10 despite all the struggles here on the final day. He's really showed his class and quality. He's another really talented young Finn to keep an eye on.
That is Rasmus for the birdie to finish out an incredible back 9. He will be tying Ville at 20. Very important stroke. He goes long with the forehand and brings it back for the birdie. Teemu Talikainen closes out this tournament as your champion, winner of the 2023 Belgian Open.
Yeah, very well played from the young Helsinki local here. Well, from where I'm from, local. Ville taps in, and he's going to be happy to have that share of second place.
An impressive breakaway performance from that young man right there. Gave himself the lead and held it tight the entire way till the very end.
Your champion in Belgian Open, Teemu Talikainen.
Incredible composure. folks, that is it for the 2023 Belgian Open. We take a look at the final standings. Your leader, Teemu Talikainen, at 26 under. Tied for second, Ville and Rasmus. Fourth place, Miro Ruhanen. Fifth place, Mauri and Silver tied up. What a tournament. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Andrew, it has been a pleasure, and we will catch you at the next stop of the European Pro Tour.